I'm Will Fulton, and welcome to Ride With Me, the show where we talk to people we love
I graduated high school in the Masonic Temple.
about the places they love.
This list is very bar heavy. I'm very into it.
Well, my life was very bar heavy when I lived in Detroit.
Today, we're catching up with actor and comedian Sam Richardson.
I always appreciate when someone from Detroit puts their mark back home in Detroit.
We're gonna get his recommendations for Detroit's Cast Corridor. And of course, I'll be heading there myself to check them out. So come along and ride with me.
Hey Sam, what's up? How are you?
I'm so good.
So Sam, where are you taking us today?
Today, I'm taking you to Detroit's Cast Corridor. It's part of the New Center area of Detroit. I grew up in the New Center area, but I grew up in an area called Boston Edison, which is even a little bit further outside of what New Center is. I think people, when they think about Detroit, they think about like RoboCop. Look, don't get me wrong. There's parts of Detroit that are, incredibly neglected or purposefully, I'll say disenfranchised or like purposely, allowed to dilapidate and all that. But there is a rich history and there's such a beauty and there are thriving parts of Detroit. And I feel that's never shown as part of Detroit. A lot of Cast Corridor developed 100 years ago, but it's a historic part of the city where people live and just like live everyday life. It's very European in that way, where, if you go to Budapest or something like, you're walking around castles, over there, like there's a castle and it's got like a McDonald's in it. They don't have that in Detroit. It's not the same. But like, there's a history to the city that you're in.
If you had to do a very quick TV spot for the city of Detroit in the style of like a used car commercial, what would you say?
They'd be like, come on down to Detroit City. We got everything you need. We got pizza, we got beer, and we got good times. If you come here right now, I'll make sure I pick you up from the airport myself. That's a Sam Richardson promise.
I love that. That's so perfect. They should be paying you.
Yeah, they really should. I've been asking them. There's so much to Detroit, and there's so many neighborhoods and so much there that so many people have different Detroits. But I mean, of course, there's a universal that we all share. But like, it was always hard to be like, this is what Detroit is, because Detroit is so much. But we're always like pigeonholed into like this one thing. So this is Detroit.
All right, so what is our first stop?
All right, well, first up is Temple Bar. Anybody who's seen the show Detroiters, you'll recognize that bar because Temple Bar is the bar that we go to almost every episode in Detroiters.
My very first day here
Yeah.
was their last day of shooting the first season of the Detroiters.
Oh, for real?
Yep. I'm stepping over lights and like sound cords and everything. Matter of fact, those lights are from the set, and they just never took them.
Oh, nice.
If you guys want these, sure. We don't even turn them on.
Do people come in here and they're like, this is the Detroiters bar?
Back when the show was going on.
Yeah.
So it's old school and it exemplifies like sort of like what I deem like a Detroit bar, like those sort of dive bars. It's just a very cool interior in there. Also, Temple Bar held strong when Little Caesar Arena was going in. They were buying up all the space, but Temple Bar didn't sell. So if you go into a game there, it's probably full because everybody loves Detroiters so much. It's what in my head is what a bar is supposed to look like.
In Detroit or just period?
Period, but especially in Detroit.
Are those real chips or are those props?
Oh, these are real.
Okay. How much is one?
$1.25.
This is like a local brand?
That's a local brand.
Cool.
They're better made.
You know what? Keep the change.
Oh.
Thank you. So I want to ask you, I know it has become the bar from Detroiters. Is that a point of pride for you that you can go and, show some places that you love and put them on national TV?
Very much. I think like one of the main goals of Detroiters was to kind of show Detroit in a way that it hadn't been seen on TV and like make it a real place.
Can you help us settle a bet?
Sure.
Excuse me, we're talking.
So I'm very proud of being able to show all these neighborhoods and like these homes and these businesses and kind of give them a sort of nice polish and like a presentation. And I'm very happy and proud that like Detroiters and people from Detroit are proud of it.
All right.
And I'm glad that people outside Detroit get to see it and are drawn to it and want to even learn more about it. I feel very proud of that.
Whoa, sweet, thank you.
All right, so where are we going next?
Next up is the Masonic Temple. Yeah, I mean, if you're a conspiracy theorist, boom, that's exactly what we're talking about. Like Knights Templar, Freemasons, that sort of thing. So there's like traditions and rituals that they do in there, but it's like really, it's a fraternal club. In the Masonic Temple of Detroit, it's like a 100-year-old building, I think built in 1920. Not only is it this temple where you know, Freemasons have their club, but it's also a music venue. There's a stage in there, like, so you can see concerts there. There was a roller rink inside of there. I graduated high school. Our graduation was in the Masonic Temple. I also saw Dreamgirls, the first musical I ever saw, like live and in person, was there. And I saw that, I think I was about maybe in 5th grade. And I was like, oh, I want to be an actor. That was like one of the first places, that's like the place I was where I was like, I kind of want to do this. Also, for season 1 of Detroiters, our production office was in the Masonic Temple. So a lot of history for me in the Masonic Temple.
This is where Sam Richardson made all the big decisions. Sorry, sir, you're cut.
Also, I died and I was resurrected in the Masonic Temple using a ritual. So.
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Calf's blood.
Okay, what's our next stop? And I really hope it's another bar.
Yes. So next we've got Motor City Brewing Works. I don't know if you've ever heard of the beer, the Ghetto Blaster. I think it kind of ships everywhere now. But that's from Motor City Brewing Works. A little touch of Detroit pride there that kind of goes everywhere.
I know the Ghetto Blaster is what I would call a crispy boy. It's great. It's great for drinking all day, right? Something that...
Exactly, and that's the key. Is you want to find a beer that you can drink all day from morning till night.
To Sam Richardson.
And also, like, that bar has a great outdoor area too. A nice, like, little gated-in patio, and it's a great hangout spot.
Cheers to the city. What a great time it's been.
They have some pretty good pizza too. I heard there. I don't know if you eat there.
Yes, they have some really good pizza. Detroit pizza. That's a point of pride. I think Detroit was just named best city for pizza, which I mean, we already knew. So all this Chicago, New York talk, I'm like, yeah, I guess. The Detroit pizza is where it's at.
Okay, so where are we headed now?
Okay, now here comes Third Man Records. There's a man named Jack White who is a cool rock and roll individual who is from Detroit, started with the White Stripes, and now is like just plays music with a whole bunch of people like Loretta Lynn and like kind of people. But he started this record label called Third Man Records. The store, there's a brick and mortar store in there, and it's really cool in there. It's got a black and yellow theme to everything. And in there is a great record store, but you can also record and press a record in the store, which is remarkable, really cool.
I'm Will Fulton, and welcome to Ride With Me. Could we try the guitar and the pedals? Absolutely. Oh, sweet. Okay.
I always appreciate when someone from Detroit or Detroit affiliation puts their foot and their mark back home in Detroit.
Oh, I don't really like that one.
What is Detroit's music scene? What is it like?
Well, Detroit is known for like a lot of different kinds of music. Motor City, but Motown, first and foremost, what Detroit is most known for music-wise is the 60s Motown sound into the 70s. You know, Diana Ross, Stevie Wonder's from Detroit. Like there's so many Detroit artists who are like now the epitome of music in the world. Also, Detroit had a really cool rock scene, but Detroit's also very famous for house music. So Detroit has all these different musical influences, growing up, I would just go to bars and like listen to bands kind of all over, be it Hamtramck, be it in Cass Corridor, be, you know, downtown. It's a very musical city.
Yes! Ah!
I would love to see you and Jack White, who's also an actor, do kind of like a buddy cop film in Detroit.
I mean, I think that would be pretty terrific. I've yet to meet Jack White, but I hope the first time I meet him is on set of our buddy cop movie.
What do you think it would be called if you guys?
Black and White.
Okay, there you go.
But my character's name is Greg White.
Okay.
And his name is Marcus Black, and
Yeah.
everybody mistakes us.
This is all kind of leading up to maybe me having a slightly fuzzy memory tomorrow, which reminds me of your show, The After Party, on Apple
Yeah.
Plus. It was so much fun to watch. It also seemed like one of those shows that was just a blast to make.
It really was. I had such a fun time on that show. Chris Miller wrote the script as a movie like 10 years ago, and then it got turned into a series for Apple TV Plus. But it's so brilliantly crafted. It's a high school reunion murder mystery. Everybody's telling the same events, but through a different style of film. So then everybody gets their chance to lead and like kind of be the focus. And Chris and the writing team made the clues real. It's a true solvable mystery if you're paying attention to the clues. And there are clues given to you throughout the whole series. If you haven't seen it yet, Apple TV Plus, The After Party. Very proud of that show.
Very fun. Yeah, I did not solve it, but I'm really dumb at that stuff, so I would
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Also, if you're not good at solving mysteries, stick around for the comedy.
Amazing. Well, I have to ask you, are you a fan of the Irish exit, or are you more like, you like to say goodbye to everyone?
I like to say,
You do?
because when I Irish exit, I'm always like, I wonder if they're mad at me. So I can't Irish exit, but I'll Scottish exit.
What's that?
Bye.
Today, we're catching up with actor and comedian Sam Richardson.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.